Yeah, welcome. What's up, party people? Did my best Bill impression there. Welcome, all you guys and gals, to the stream tonight. We are pretty excited to have an epic here show in the absence of one of our fearless leaders, Bill, who's off at a concert tonight, probably listening to some great stuff. And we had a ton of interest in two new. I guess people kind of get bored of looking at Bill and myself, but tonight we got an excellent co-host here. You guys know him as the Champ or Drizzo, Andres, and we actually have a special guest to answer some questions, who is my wife, Ilda, and so I think that this is going to be a tremendous show. I think we have not gotten more questions for any episode than this particular one. So, I'm sure some additional people are going to join, and I'm sure that we'll get some questions as we go. But Champ, for the very few out there in the world that don't know you, why don't you spend a couple seconds telling us a little bit about yourself, where people can find you, if they like your charismatic personality and want to see all your stuff. And then you can pass over to Ilda so she can introduce herself.
All right. Folks could find me at luxurious restaurants, nice beaches, sun tanning, stuff like that. My IG is Champ Vanderford. If you like to look at my beautiful collection, you could go there and check it out. I collect a lot of stuff, so I'm here, I'm ready, I'm excited. I already miss Bill though. Bill is wow, he's a big loss, but he will be back next week. And now I have to pass it to our special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself and let the world know who you are? And again, thank you for joining us today. This is awesome.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for inviting me. I gotta be honest, I'm thrilled, flattered, and very surprised that to be here. My name is Ilda, as you guys can see, and I'm Al's wife. We've been married for 23 years now. I am originally from Mexico, so excuse my accent, and maybe I will be like changing to Spanish every now and then for help. I am from Monterrey, which is in the northeast of the country, about 2.5 hours driving from the border. I'm haven't lived in I left my city like, I don't know, like 20 years ago now, more, ¿verdad? Like, yeah, basically.
Yeah, after we got married, yeah.
Yeah, we just came back a little bit, but I haven't really lived there. So we've been all over, and I'm just very happy to be here. Let's have some fun.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, we as mentioned previously, we had a bunch of questions come in, and the way that we'll do this is we'll tag team this back and forth for you, Ilda, for the first section. That'll be questions for you. I'll ask a question. I'll put it on the screen so you can read it, and but I'll also just repeat it out there. And you can take as little or as much time as you'd like to go through it. And if we want to go on a tangent, guess what? We can, because this is our live and we can do what we want to. So here we go. The very first question is actually a three-parter. So we figured we'd get the difficult things done first. This is from Al B, who goes by Champions of Sport. Al B, man, right? This is a question coming from Australia. So
wow.
Yeah, so he asks, how much do you know about your husband's soccer collection, and the amount of work and time he's put into building it, and what's it like living with a legend?
I love it. I love the question. How much do I know about his collection? Well, I think I know a lot. I mean, not like in I don't know all the details exactly of all the players and cars that he owns because he owns a lot of stuff. But yeah, I mean, I have learned a lot through the years. He's been an amazing teacher to me. I mean, and I like soccer and I like cards, so I get very interested in his collection. So I think I know a lot. Um, I also watch his YouTube videos. I subscribe on his Instagram account, so I learned through that too. So yeah, I'm a fan too. I'm part of the fans. And the amount of work, gosh, it's been years. It's been years. He has put a lot of work. I mean, I gotta be honest, sometimes I've been jealous of the time that he spends with his cards in his collection. Honestly, I'm like, it's Friday night. You think maybe you're done for tonight? Like, come on. Probably a lot of your wives think the same. Um, but yeah, I mean, this is it's he puts a lot of work. He's very passionate, and he's a little bit of a nerd. So he likes to a little bit. So yeah, I mean, he does a lot of research and he puts his card out.
Yeah, and you
so
actually help with a lot of that too, right? I mean,
I
you get into the research and you get into
absolutely
and you
we have
collected cards as a kid and you collected the stickers and Panini albums, right?
absolutely yes.
So it's not totally new to you, right, at all.
No, not at all. No, not at all. I mean, being from Mexico and having this passion for football, I mean, it's just part of it. It, it's just part of it. So yeah, I mean, my brother was a collector when he was growing up. So it, cars are not like anything new for me. I mean, there were cars when we were kids at home. And honestly speaking, I stole some cars from my brother because I love them. So, so yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. And what is it living with a legend? Well, it's there you go. I mean, a little bit of the same because he spends a lot of evenings, and I get to listen a lot of you guys too. When he's watching your videos and stuff, he's listening, and I'm next to him. Honestly, I mean, I saw you and Andrew last week. Was it
Andre? Yeah,
Andre.
Yeah, Andre. Yeah, from Portugal.
Yeah. Yes, I saw you both doing a video together. So I hear a lot of information, and I just love it. When he's gonna submit something to be graded, I go with him and we review the cars. And I love to see in every car. I love to touch the cars before going, and then when they come back, I love to see what grades they got. It's just part of living with him. So you gotta love it. You gotta love it. Otherwise, it's gonna be tough.
Otherwise, the marriage wouldn't go well. All right. Well, thanks so much for that. So the next one you got, champ.
All right. So this one is one of those funny ones. All right.
Okay.
Did Al sucker you or trick you into marrying him before or after you knew about his cardboard obsession?
Okay. This is funny. Actually, let's see. Yes, I did not know the extent of his love for the cars. I did not know. When we got married, I knew he collected cars, but I didn't know how serious it was, and certainly how serious it will become. I mean, I had no idea. So yeah, he collected some, and I mean, it's fine. I mean, like I say, I love cards too. And I love football and I love learning. So he's been a teacher. I love it. But yeah, I mean, I never imagined the extent of the collection and how deep it was going to be.
Yeah, and you know, in fairness, it wasn't that deep when we got married. It just got it got deeper, and especially the soccer piece got deeper and deeper and deeper as time went on. Right, it started off just being top 20 players, then top 50, and now it's top 500 probably. Somewhere in that range. So, our fearless leader had a question here, Bill. As you know, he's not here, but he wanted to know if you were planning to go to a World Cup match in Mexico in 2026, and of the 3 locations, where would you go and why?
I would love to go. I think I definitely. I mean, hopefully we can make it. Actually, we were already talking about it with my family. I would love to go to Monterrey for obvious reason. I mean, my family is there. We'll have a free stay, and the stadium where the games are gonna be is the Rayados Stadium, which is a new stadium. Is beautiful. I really wanna go there, and hopefully. I hope I can go there before to see a game in the stadium, but definitely for the World Cup. Oh, that would be fantastic. I mean, it will be a dream. We haven't had it since '86, so that would be fantastic. And the stadium where they play on '86 is the same stadium where I went to college. This was the stadium, and now this is a new stadium that took over. Yeah, so I would love to go there. Absolutely. Yeah.
And you, hey babe, you when you in '86 though, you didn't go. There were multiple games in Monterrey as well, but
Yes.
you didn't go to those games, right?
I did not. Yeah, I did not. Only my dad and my brother. I was just watching on TV, wishing I could be there because we live like 10 minutes away, 15 minutes away. So I'm like, oh my Lord, so close and so far. But it was, yeah. So hopefully this time.
And traditionally, not a lot of women and girls have, go to those games, right?
Yeah, especially, yeah, back in '86, yeah. So, but things have changed. So hopefully we can make it. Actually, we're going to make it.
I think we're going to make it.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, Champ, I think you're up here, buddy.
All right. And the last question was by Seb. I didn't say his name. Seb.
Yeah.
I apologize for that, Seb. The next question, and this is from our boy Nikita. What was your favorite Panini album that you ever filled in your life?
Oh, okay. My favorite, definitely, I think it gotta be the '86. Yeah, I mean, definitely the '86. I mean, they were amazing players. I think because it was in Mexico, I think we watched every single game. So, and in Mexico, I mean, just all the excitement of the World Cup, right? And so yeah, that was fantastic. I mean, that I think not only my favorite album, but it was just because it was in Mexico, my favorite World Cup. Definitely. Yeah.
And that one may tie into this this next question, which is, who's your all-time favorite soccer player? A couple people asked this, specifically Christian 123 wanted to know, if it wasn't Messi, why it wasn't Messi. Who's your Mexican favorite player, and if you had a favorite female player? It's going to be a multi-pronged question. So, who is your favorite? I think I know the answer to this. All-time soccer player.
Okay, well, thank you, Christian, for your question. And definitely my favorite, as Al probably knows, it's Maradona. I love Maradona. I am just a big Maradona fan. Why not Messi? Well, Messi is close. It's very close. I love Messi too. But the reason why Messi is not, and we have seen him play 3 times, and I love him. I love to watch him play. The only thing, and I actually disappoint me quite a bit, it's we were in Miami, and we went to a training. So the players are training and everything, and there was all the excitement and all the fans around and stuff. And they were at the end of the training. There were a lot of kids that hang out like really close to the line, and Messi was honestly, like 5 steps away. Okay. And the kids were begging for autograph, just a handshake. I mean, just to be close to him. They probably drove from a lot of, far and stuff. They are already there. And it was quite sad to see Messi saying to the kids, no, come back tomorrow. And honestly, a lot of the kids were not going to be there in that spot where they were so close to him. And I remember Neymar, because Neymar was there. Neymar and Luis Suarez were like, hey man, let's just get close to the kids. And he's like, no, let's just tomorrow. And it was actually sad and disappointing, because you see all these kids, you're heartbroken, just turn around, and some of them crying. And it was not much for him just to get close and spend 10 minutes? 10 minutes with the kids, just take a couple of pictures, handshakes, some signatures, and then leave. And I was very surprised. So that's what he broke my heart too.
Yeah.
And then, did you have a favorite Mexican player, and who and why?
Okay, so Mexican player, I think Hugo Sanchez probably. Probably Hugo Sanchez. Yeah, it was just so entertaining to see him play. And then he played in the Real Madrid, so he was like a big star. And I mean, I remember him making his chilena kicks, the backflip kicks and stuff like that. And it was
that's for the English speakers. That's the bicycle kicks.
Exactly. Yes. So it was just amazing. I think he's still. I mean, he's still my favorite. I mean, El Chicharito, and I mean, there are other players, but I really like Hugo Sanchez. And female players, you know what? I don't have a favorite. I don't. I mean, in Mexico, we don't really have. I think we don't really. It's now more common, and right now there are more leagues. But back when I lived in Mexico, we didn't. So no, I never got into the female soccer. I don't know.
Yeah, even now, you don't really like to watch women's soccer, right? I think you've commented sometimes it seems slow and
low. Yeah, I mean, hopefully things are gonna change, and I'm gonna have a favorite. But right now, no.
Yeah, that makes that makes sense. All right, so passing off to the champ.
All right. This question is brought to you by me, the great Champ Vanderford. This one's a little weird. This one, I'm kind of hoping that this happens to me in front of my kids, so I could feel like great about myself. So the question is: have you ever been out in public and someone recognized your husband for his collecting?
Well, thank you, Champ, for your question. I I love it. Not yet. Yeah, and I have. I would love if that happens, but not yet. I think. I think also, when he started his Instagram and stuff, it was a pandemic. Wasn't it the pandemic, Al? Like more when you start to be more active on videos and stuff. So I don't think we have been like traveling and like that. Maybe if we go to are there soccer conventions?
No,
For
but just
cards.
the national, the national card shows. Yeah.
Well, when we went into a national baseball card convention, there, yes, they will stop him, and I was like, what? And our kids were there, and our kids were like, that, what? This guy, like, hey, yeah. So that was really fun for them, because
and that was many years ago, though, right?
That was many years.
That was before we were on like YouTube and doing that stuff. But yeah. Not out in random places, but at card shows there'll be a lot of people.
Yes. Yes.
Sweet. Beautiful answer.
Let's see, where are we? All right, so we've got, this one is from Seb. He had a few coming in, and I thought this was a good one. I don't even know the answer to this. Which card were you most excited for me to finally get?
Okay. So I remember really, really well. I remember very well waiting, really excited to get this Pele card.
Yes.
Uh, 1957 with the yellow Pele card. Um, we were so excited. And yeah, so I think he arrived. Did he arrive after Christmas? Yes,
Right around.
arrive after Christmas. So we were like, oh my gosh. But um, yeah, that was amazing. All my two kids and me, we were just so excited for that card. And not just, I mean, finally arrives and then let's open it. And then open the card and just touch it. And it was just amazing. So
Wow.
definitely the Pele yellow card. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the 57 Olivier Benase OMB that we won actually in partially in conjunction. I think we had kind of topped out on our bid, and then the member of the Discord were like, do one more, do one more. And there's like this chant going on. And then Ilda and I talked about it, and we're like, all right, well, we'll do one more. And then we did one more, and we ultimately won it. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was exciting. And at that point, I think that was the most we'd ever paid for a card.
Absolutely. And I remember they do one more, and I was like, okay, guys, hold on a second here. Like, yeah.
Stop. Stop.
Yeah. Okay, guys, relax a little bit.
Because what is true is like before, if there's like a big card, we talk about it and say, hey, we're willing to go to up to, here's the data, here's what's going on, we're willing to go up to this. And then in that point, it had gone up to that. So normally we just say goodbye.
Yes.
But that one, everybody was cheering and we're thinking about it and like, dang, it's a,
But it was
top one.
yeah, and a special card. So yeah.
That's it. I mean, that is epicness. That is a special that shook our world. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. That card when it finally arrived home, oh, I was really excited. So that's the card.
excellent answer. That is
Yeah.
wow. It's amazing.
Okay, Champ.
All right, this next question is brought by another amazing person, which is me again. This was a good one. Let me drink a little bit first. Cheers, cheers, to both of you. This is amazing right now for me. So, here we go. Did you have doubts early on in the hobby, and what was it that made you get it? What happened, or what was it? Was it a news story? Was it something that happened that really told you like this is real? Like this is like we're here and this is like up here.
Yeah.
Like what was it that really just kind of made you go, whoa?
Yeah. Wow, this is a good question. Good
Thank
question, champ. Did I have doubts early on? I mean, I never imagined where this was going to go, but I like Al collecting cards. I like he was when I see him like so passionate and excited about it, like collecting. I mean, it just makes me happy to see him happy. So I really liked, but yeah, I was nervous when cards are starting to get a bit pricey because at the beginning it was, they were more accessible and stuff, but then they was starting to get serious. So when the prices started to climb up, I was like, oh boy. So that's when I was like, oh, this is becoming serious. I think, when the market it started to go up, was like, whoa, okay.
And was that whoa okay in a good way because we had a bunch of cars, or in a bad way?
Both way. I think a little bit of both. Because you get nervous that this is I mean, you are so into it, right? But when the prices are starting to go up and you have cards and stuff, well, I mean, it's happily surprising, right? That was good. That's good. I think that, and then when Alex started to join the Discord and doing the shows and stuff like that, I was like, okay, this is more serious. Like now because it required more time of him, more research. So that was when I said, okay, yeah.
Was there any card related to this question that or purchase or whatever that made you say, "Whoa, now this is kind of the big time," as opposed to like you always knew the Negro League stuff was valuable.
Yes.
That was big
Yes.
time, and the soccer stuff was small and kind of on the side. Was there anything like any particular sale or acquisition or anything that made you say, okay, wow, the soccer stuff now is big. We didn't think it was big, and now it's big.
Well, I think with the Pele 57, with
Yeah.
that yellow card, I think that was like before and after.
Yeah.
I really think that was when, okay, this is just really serious.
And I think
Yeah.
for context, I don't think we had spent more than, $10,000 on any card,
Right.
any soccer card prior to that, and then suddenly I can't remember what it was, but 180,000 in that Pele card, or so it was just like a gigantic jump, right?
Gigantic. Yeah. It was
Yeah.
very gigantic. So that's when I was like, okay, so this is really serious. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Did you get what you were hoping for there?
Man, this is yes.
Oh, good.
So the next one is one of these classic cards. You're probably not going to recognize this card. I had to pull this. This is an Italian player, Giuseppe Meazza. He's one of the more important Italian players. Babe, I don't know if you've followed him at all. So this is the Lorati, and he wanted to know if you could gift this to him before you say before you said yes or no. I will tell you that one's on auction as a SGC 1 for, I think it's right now about 30,000, still with a couple days left, and this is a 2.5.
Okay.
We're going to gift this to Seb. I think we all know the answer to this, but
Seb, I'm so sorry to tell you, but that probably is a no for me.
Sorry, Seb.
Sorry, Seb.
He tried though. He tried.
He tried. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. No. No, Seb, sorry.
All right, Chip.
All right. Next question is by a handsome fellow, great collector. His name is Champ, which is
Champ.
he again, right? I'm great at these questions, by the way. So this one is because I have two kids that I mean, beyond love. Love is a weak word for what I feel for my children, and I'm sure both of y'all feel the exact same thing. So my kids think that their daddy is somewhat crazy and psycho because of this passion that I have, right? So my question now, mine are 5 and 8, and they obviously don't grasp it yet, like fully, obviously, because they're kids. But so I wanted to ask was, what do y'all's kids think of dad's hobby? And what do they think of his YouTube channel and his Instagram page?
Yeah. Wow. Great question, Champ. So my kids, Grace, my daughter, she thinks he's a bit obsessive. Honestly, that's what she thinks.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
She's 21. That's what she thinks, straight up. But she gets excited with that when he gets his cards and everything. And Alex is he's a little bit like, he loves to see the cards and everything, but he's more like relaxed, more like he doesn't really, not that he doesn't care, because he gets interested, and sometimes he's in Al's office asking questions and stuff, but he's not passionate about it, right? But he's interested. And about his YouTube channel. Grace follows, and he actually joins sometimes. She's she's in college, and she's just, oh, I was watching that, and stuff like that. So she was actually surprised yesterday. She was hanging out with a friend, and the friend is like, oh, you know what, I just found your dad, and and she was like, oh my gosh, she felt like amazing. She's like, yeah, that's my dad. He's in YouTube and he's in Instagram. So yeah,
Awesome.
they are proud. They are proud. Definitely, they are proud.
Yeah, I mean, and you want your kids to, at least, Champ, if you're like me, I was hoping my kids would be a little bit more into it. My son was into Pokemon cards, and I got a little bit into Pokemon cards because he was into Pokemon cards. But then as he got older, that interest kind of went away, and he's not super. He's interested in more like the pop reports, the valuations.
Yes.
That type
of it, and like the science of it.
Yeah, and like the business side of it,
right,
more than like, oh man, this is a beautiful card, and like that's not his, or getting into the history of a player outside of a few, just not, maybe you could get him interested in the Sindelar story because of all the, did the Nazis kill him, and the saga around it, but it'd be harder to convince him, oh well, Meazza won the 34 World Cup and the 38 World Cup and is considered one of the best Italian players ever. And he'll come back and say, well, I mean, okay, I thought it was more interesting that I got to watch the Euros and Italy won, right? Type of thing, that type of thing. And we have brought them, as Ilda said, to a few games. We went to Barca to see a Clásico on my birthday, so we went to Spain. We went to the Copa America final in New York, where it was Chile and Argentina. So we do bring them to these events, these what I'd call special events. But when it trickles down into the interest of cards, unfortunately for me, because I'd love to share this passion, I share it with all you guys, my friends, my tribe. But I wish my kids would love it. They respect and love what I'm doing, but don't want to do it side by side. And tear coming down the face here from you.
At least not yet. Yeah. At least not yet. I think, they are going to start appreciating more, especially because I see it with Grace. She's older. So, yeah, I think not just yet.
Nice.
Yeah. And I think, I'm not sure we covered this maybe a little bit here, but this is from Nikita. And he's basically saying, hey, at what moment did the soccer collecting became real for you? I guess this is kind of similar to another question, that the cards are not only historical but worth mega money. I guess this is kind of down to your 57 Pele.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's it, the 57 Pele card.
Yeah,
because initially it was only for history and just the love of the love of the collection.
Yeah. Then we've got this one was
question. Okay, so this is meat, potatoes, arroz, frijol. This is everything on one plate right here. So this next question comes to us from the great Champ Van Before. Let me just keep saying that. Now this was a little weird. It's a little personal. So all right. So here we go.
All right.
How ever talked in his sleep? What particular player names or sets did he mention, or does he mention when he sleeps? Like you're in your bed, you're lying, you hear him snoring next to you when he says a name, and it, like has that ever occurred?
Oh my gosh. Sometimes I wish he was more clear when he speaks at night, because he just mumbled words, but I'm sure player names come there. And I honestly, I'm like, what is he saying? I mean, definitely, I think he has, but I just like, what was that? Like, what did he just said?
Or C.
Um,
Or C.
yeah, but definitely, definitely they wear some like cars, like when he's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get this or whatever, and there's a sleep disturbance. Yeah, disturbance. Yes, definitely. I can feel the energy, and yeah, no, definitely.
I mean, when you're, especially now that the dollars are big, when you're making international wire transfers and then you're sending the
Yeah,
money basically with no recourse, and then you're waiting for things to arrive like days or weeks in DHL, and you got customs and you got insurance and you've got,
That
you know,
invades the mind.
yeah,
I know.
it,
Invades the brain.
it's
Yeah,
stressful. It really is stressful, and it does, as Ilda says, you do take away some sleep when some of this stuff happens, and unfortunately that permeates to her as well.
Yeah. Beautiful.
yeah, and I'm telling you, sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I want this car just to arrive so he can relax a little
Calm
bit.
down. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Easy questions, by the way. Let me just say, questions.
it was stressful, like with that DiStefano that we opened,
Oh,
Champion opened. That was like that. You're just tracking that shipment, and it was just crazy. You're like, oh my lord. And Ilda was saying the same things, like that thing better arrive, before the weekend, because I don't know if I can handle you on this weekend.
the
Just
whole week,
bring it.
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
like sitting like by the window, just waiting,
Yeah.
waiting for the yes guy.
Honestly, I'm like, oh my Lord.
Hey Al, and again, both of y'all, congrats on that acquisition. I had to look through that book, and I mean, I hate to say it, but it's like it made me like I need to learn about Argentina. Like I have the book, I flipped through it, but seeing that and realizing after the fact how epic that was, I sat there at night and I was showing like my like kids, like, yo, daddy needs to move to this right here. Like, this is the stuff that is really, I mean, that's assets there. That's just something that's gonna, I feel, right? It's never gonna stop. I mean, that to me is based on everything. It's basically almost like a one of one to have that unstuck. Wow. So congrats. Golf clap to both of y'all. Golf clap to both of y'all. That one.
Yeah, no, that was thanks. We I mean, I think, and it was a tough decision, right? Because this wasn't coming from, this wasn't like some, what do you call it? Some, like flea market find. This is coming out of a rock solid old school Argentine collection, and they know that it's one of the marquee items in all of the Argentine collection. So really hard to get that out, and really had to stretch to make it happen. And those were difficult discussions. I mean, Ilda and I talked about it. It's like, well, maybe we let these things go for auction, and we save some money. And in the end, we decided just to stretch, go the extra, mile that we needed to get the rare items. And I think what you've seen is like what the market's proving right now. These things that have like true rarity, like this Manta, they're just keep going. Every auction, one comes out every year. The next one, this was $1,000 2 years ago. Then the next sale, 7,000. Now we're talking 30,000. And when you're talking epic players with super low pops, like real pops because of true rarity, those have been doing exceedingly well. And I think that DiStefano on any list is a top 10 player, and to have one from really what's his first real playing season, his only season at Huracan, and only being a couple cards out there that are even possible of him makes it pretty epic. And I think that actually goes to the next question that I had, because we talk about this a lot, and hopefully you guys do with your wives or your significant others. But this question from Joe in the UK was, hey, do you have certain thresholds and criteria that need to be met before we make a large purchase?
Yes. Thank you, Joe, for your question. Yes, we do. Um, so first of all, you gotta make sure that all your family needs are covered. I mean, just that's like the basic point. Um, and if they are, then you gotta decide how much you wanna, just set up a budget for the card or whatever, right? This is the tough. If you are doing an auction, what is the maximum point you are gonna go? And because you can get carry on, watch, be careful with that. Um, so just put a maximum, and then you gotta, and that maximum is gonna depend of what card it is, who's the player, right? Who's the player? Is this a rookie card or is not a rookie card? Is this a like? Is this the condition of the card? I'm very anal when it comes to see the card. I like to see like every details, right? It like, yeah, so all the details of the card, and then just check if the card is like I appeal to you. Like, is this something that you were looking for? Is this like a beautiful card to you? um yeah, so yeah, basically that's like how we do it. And like how rare this card is, that's something that you also need to see, how rare this card is, how many cards of this player are out and about, if the specific the card that you are looking for. And are they graded or not? Do you have enough information or data to actually grade that card? um, and
That's
then
another huge thing because it does
huge.
matter a lot, right? If you can get like the 57 Pele, the blue one, which is I always get confused. This one over here, the Americana, the little blue square one that we got out of Brazil, that had never been graded, and it's like, what do we need to get it graded? And
Right.
so we spent hours, weeks, actually over a couple months getting all the data.
Researching.
And when we had the data that we thought could get PSA to grade it, like the full album, the checklist, missing like 8 players, then you're like, okay, now I can actually pay this asking price because I feel like I can get it graded. Because if I can't get it graded, then that can have a negative impact on your ability to sell. But if you get it graded, you have like a higher level of certainty that it'll retain the value. So,
Right.
so we do talk about, oh, hey, because we are the first ones to have graded so many cards, especially with SGC. I mean, I see slabs all the time where we were the first ones to grade them, even PSA. There's a lot of stuff going on there that where we say that where they grade sets for the first time, which I know that for instance, on the Di Stefano, even if PSA doesn't grade it, we know that SGC grades it. We already have the Jan Moreno, right? So that was kind of a fallback on that on their root card. So it's I think it's a how often though, Ilda, do you think about the money? I think that do you think that do you consider it to say, well, if we sell this, will we sell at a loss? Am I expecting to make money? I mean, because of most of the stuff, this was all kind of like, I don't want to say extra money, but it was not money that you need for our daily lives. Do you think at all about, hey, what else could I do? I mean, a lot of wives, I'm sure, would say, you're going to spend $180,000 on a little piece of paper out of Brazil from 1957. Like, why don't we buy a new car or go on a vacation or both and still pocket?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I think some people, struggle with that.
yeah. Well, you know, um, depends on the card, right? And then you see it as an investment, right? That's how I see it more. Um, like I think depending on the value of the card. Yeah.
No, and so I actually
Like,
want
yeah,
I wanted to add that like you two have just inspired me. So I'm gonna be honest, right? So my wife, and this is where I feel like a really shitty husband here. My kids know more about my collection than my wife, and I love my wife.
mhm,
But I've never it now. Let me say this: my friends and my staff don't know about my collection. Like literally, it's like my kids and everyone in our little group. But hearing this today, and this is me like speaking from like the heart, I have been inspired. I feel that it's my duty to explain and teach and show my wife about this world immediately. I feel that I'm even backtrack now, hearing such thoughtful answers about, whenever we speak on marriage, it's supposed to be this, right? It's
yeah,
be, it's not always going to click, but it has to be together. And
yeah,
hearing this, I'm just like, I need to become a better husband ASAP. You know what I mean? Like because this right here is hearing this is really inspiring to hear how every decision that Al makes, y'all make. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it's where y'all both analyze it, y'all both discuss it, y'all both see numbers, you see eye appeal, you see stature of that card. And so just wanted to tell y'all that you guys have inspired me. Like I'm getting the wifey this Sunday, and like we need to talk. Like,
oh, that's good.
oh my God, are we gonna divorce? No, 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 no. You need to know about R9 ASAP. So I feel,
Absolutely.
yeah, no, this has been eye opening. Like seriously, guys, like I really appreciate it because I feel that I got to start teaching my kids and my wife. I mean, everything. Now, my like daughter, she knows who Cruyff is, which is she's 8 years old, and she even so we're about to get a dog soon. They actually had Cruyff as one of the names that they
Oh,
picked.
that's so sweet.
Like I like Cruyff because I've never heard it before, and I'm like, yes, yes. So definitely, this thus far has been. I mean, Al is a mentor to me, even though he doesn't know it. Like he is a mentor. I wouldn't be here without Al's videos, without his knowledge, his guidance. And so just to hear this right now, it's almost like wake up, Andres. Like this is a business. This is something real. This is something that is gonna feed your kids, if that makes any sense. Like, you know what I mean? Like when I'm a great granddad, like this is gonna help them out. So it's something that I have to really put into, you know what I mean? Like really, really like get it clear and get it going ASAP. So I just want to personally thank y'all for that. Seriously.
Oh, that's very sweet of you to say that.
Yeah.
And I think it is really important that if you are passionate about something, share it with your family. I mean, sometimes we think like, oh, they are not, they are not interested, whatever. Just share it with your wife because, I mean, it may be very surprising to you. And as a wife, I tell you, I mean, if you don't know what he's doing and stuff like that, maybe you get even like kind of like a feeling,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, of a rejection of his passion. And I think that's just not right. If you really are passionate about something like his collection or anything else, just share with your wife. She's gonna understand. She's gonna be happy for you.
Yes,
um, just share it and she's gonna learn, and then you never know, it will be an interest to both of you.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the other thing that I'd say is that you know what you make, and this goes with my experience with businesses, as well as marriage and the collection. When you make decisions together, you have different points of view. You usually
yeah,
make better decisions, and you
yeah,
can be more disciplined about those decisions. And do we make some bad decisions? Sure, right? I mean, it's every market, right? In retrospect, you can say, man, I wish I wasn't as deep and messy as I, was, and I wish I was picking them up now, right? So, you can make those decisions. But we said, hey, look at if you believe long term in the structure of the market for soccer football cards. Is Messi going to be a winner in that game? And we're like, yeah, okay, Messi's going to be a winner. Okay, let's get some of the ones that we were missing, over time. So, I think that, I think like Ilda said, you may be surprised, Champ. And a lot of people, I know that some people, do things, I don't want to say behind the back, but just, and then, but in general, just not, doing it, very straightforward way that it can be better if you guys make decisions jointly. I've never really thought of it at all from a financial perspective. I think Ilda's more that frame of mind because she's also thinking, hey, if Al got run over by a bus, what would I do with this stuff and what would my action be, right? So she's yeah. So so and that's a very important perspective to also have, right? Which is why now we're trying to document more, scan more, have a better picture of what's out there so that, it doesn't create a headache for her, which has been a passion for me. I also don't want that to be a headache for her, right?
Yeah. No, I had to actually told my daughter, and this is going to be sad to hear, but I literally had a talk with her about a month ago, and I showed her the stash, right? And I was like, look, these 3 boxes, hold. Anything happens to dad, hold. And as time goes on, I was like, wait 8, 20 years, whatever it is, hold these. And these right here, I was like, you could toss them as Frisbees. Like it's all right for like this box. But I was like, but these 3 boxes, anything that says Ronaldo, I broke it down to her, Messi. And she was sitting there like eyes open, like, okay, dad, is there any way that we could color these 3 boxes specially? And I'm like,
so smart.
What? I'm like, that's
She's
a great
smart.
idea. Like, let's go ahead and draw on them and color them. And these 3 are the ones that daddy, these you got to hold. And so she actually kind of grabbed. Oh,
yeah.
So these go on these slabs. Yeah, so we go color them on the back. Like a red is like, hey, here's certain dollar amounts.
Wow.
So that on every slab, more or less, what's super important. So here, everyone, here's a Zico rookie.
Ooh.
So that's a red ticket, right? I'm just in the process of ticketing those.
All right.
Yeah, that's actually very important to create a system.
Awesome.
A system that is simple that even your daughter can understand. Yeah.
Oh, that is beautiful. Wow. You two are legendary, man. This is wow.
So as we kind of we've got a bunch of comments here, Champ. But here's the last question, which so thanks, Joe, for that question. That was a really good, I think, important question for the hobby. Here's the last one, which is one of yours, which made me laugh, which also made me lock things up, just in case.
All right, yeah, you have to. So this one is brought to us by the great Champ Vanderford. I keep saying that. The pre-modern prima donna, the Pele of the melee. I mean, I have multiple names that I like to call myself. So this one is, now you can answer it truthfully. Like just because he's in the house right now, don't worry about Al. So
here, I'll go away.
Oh my gosh, I'm scared.
Let's say Al makes you very angry. I mean, you are just furious. Which card or sticker do you threaten him with first?
Oh my gosh, this is funny. This is but very important question.
Yes, very.
I think about this question all the time, Champ.
Sorry, Al.
And I will just say, why only one card? No, I'll take, come on, I'm Latino. I'll take a lot. I'll take a bunch. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh, yes.
Awesome. That is awesome right there.
Oh,
I'll take many
Sorry,
with me.
Al.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
The Peles, the Maradonas,
That's
the
fun.
Circles, the Stefanos, the Cruyffs, I'll just,
She mentioned all the good stuff.
I'll just.
Oh yeah. There's no hiding the good stuff. I mean,
Nothing is safe.
it's all nothing's safe, man. And she. Oh boy, that's super classic. So hey, we got some. Here's some great comments. I'll put some on the screen. So we had the guy who put you to sleep the other night. You got Andre.
Andre.
Yeah, so he's from Portugal. Greeting from Portugal. Soccer study.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Andre.
Awesome. He's an awesome guy, man.
So we've got Seb was what's money between friends. He was disappointed when he was trying to say the answer is yes on the card, but you said no, and then he later followed up with you broke his heart.
I'm so sorry, Seb. I'm sorry. Still no for me.
Then we got Axel C. Great to see you live. Nice to see that you're a supporting wife, Ilda. He says, "Let's go Mexico."
Yes. Yes.
So that's great. So yeah, we had a couple some great comments here. This is another comment from. Seb's been very active in terms of this. Yeah, so that's not that's I can guarantee you that's not being said. I could see Cruyff, I could see Mesa, but that's not something going on. So I think that's the end. Let me just double check here. I think didn't we get through them all, champ?
Yeah, wifey questions are complete.
Yeah. So hey, Ilda, I know that this is not your thing, and I super thank you for taking the time out tonight and answering people's questions. Again, you blew Bill's and I normal questions, which normally are I don't know, we got like 7 questions or so a week. And I think you blew us away here this week. Oh, I forgot there was one more. Let me show this. Just went through. So what card is Alba for you?
Yes. Okay. There's a Maradona card that he bought for me, and I love it. You don't have it, Al, ahí? La tarjeta?
No.
Oh my gosh, I love that one Maradona card. But when he started his collection, I pushed him into Maradona. So I really pushed hard into the Maradona. He was unsure a little bit. And I said, no, Al, you just gotta. And he said, these are for you. I remember like, hey, these
I was
are
like
for
convinced
you.
Exactly.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I'm just doing what you told me to do.
Yeah. But there's one in particular with he's a signature card. ¿Te acuerdas, Al?
Oh,
Una de una.
Yeah, that was
one of one.
Yeah, that's this was kind of fun. Yeah, hang
it's
on.
I'll very get it fun card. I love it. And when he got it, he's like, this is for you. And I love that card. So, yeah.
This is don't do a lot of modern, but this had the 1986 Panini Eternal, and it's he signed it, and it's a let's see, where do you see it? It's a 1 of 1.
Yes.
Wow.
Right. And so this felt like, given Ilda's love of Maradona 86 Mexico,
perfect,
felt like one that needed it. It was a nice signature, although it's a sticker. It's like perfectly on the sticker. A lot of his stickers go off the sticker, like CR7s. So this is one. But the one that you you loved a lot, the 77 football, the yellow discs, right?
The disc. I love those discs. I love them. When he's gonna let one go, I'm like, no, please don't. I really love those discs. Yeah, I'm like, okay, let me see it again. Let's see it again. Are you sure?
Those are
Yeah.
incredible. Those are wow.
Yeah, I like those discs a lot.
Yeah. So she didn't. You know, that like any time that I would sell any, Maradona as I was upgrading. So that's actually why we're very deep and obviously I should thank her for that because we're very deep in 77 Maradonas and 78 Maradonas because she basically said you can never have enough Maradona, and that actually proved to be the case. So
No, I actually have like I think 586 stickers. I have an 8, I think 4, is it 6? Yeah, like 4 sevens and 1 6.
ooh, nice.
Ah, nice.
86. And I also believe in that. Like, I think that going, obviously, we're talking 20 years or whatever it is.
Yes,
I think
yes,
that that year for him, you cannot argue the level of greatness that Diego had that year. Like, he dominated. Like, and so that was definitely one that, you know what I'm saying? Like, early on, I knew, like, yo, right now, if you see one, just grab it. Just grab it. Just grab it. And like about 3-4 weeks ago, I finally grabbed like that 8. I was waiting for an 8 because
That's huge. That has to be one of the top
that
grades right now. Are there any nines?
I think I want to say there's 1 9. I'm not 100% sure, but I knew I needed an 8. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, and remember there are 3 versions at least. Yeah, 3 versions of
I
this
have
one.
all 3 versions.
Right. So the
Oh,
Asian
wow.
version,
Yeah,
the
the
blank
Asian,
back version,
yeah,
which was Malta, it looks
yeah,
like, although we still,
version, and then the regular one, right?
yeah, and
I have all 3 of those. So yeah,
yeah,
I'm
mega
excited about that one. Like big
Yeah,
time.
crazy important sticker in terms of Panini stickers. Not the most valuable one right now, but I think that it's
Important,
massively
valuable.
important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
completely agree. Beautiful
Well,
card, by the way. That like 1 of 1. That is beautiful.
oh, I love it. I love that card.
Beautiful.
I love it. Thank you.
yeah, so I think that was all of our questions here related to you, Ilda. So certainly appreciate you making the time here this evening. I know the community does. It's mostly a male community, but
Uh,
I think you I think have inspired certainly Champ and probably others to get their partners involved because
yeah.
it's just a lot of fun. I mean, even we're not talking high value investment. We would do as a family. We would put together World Cup albums, even in 2000, 10, 14, 18, and just get the stickers and try to paste them in. I mean, knowing that we're gonna lose money, but it's the fun of it, the hype of the World Cup. We do that together as a family. Maybe some people will also find joy in that. I think it's kind of a global event, no matter where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And thank you so much for having me. It was very nice. It was you guys were very nice with your questions. um, Good questions. All of them were very good questions. And thank you for having me. It was great to meet
Yeah.
you all.
Thank you.
Great to
Yeah.
meet you all, and just like Al said, invite your wives and your kids to join. It's a lot of fun, and like Al said, just the World Cup is coming. Get some albums. Get your kids involved and excited. Every time I go to Mexico, if the World Cup is there, I'll get some albums. Bring one album for each of us. So let's see. So I get a bunch of packs and we can exchange and kind of like we do it as a family. And it's going to be a lot of fun for your kids and for you.
Yeah.
Definitely. And like he said, it doesn't matter the value of those cards. It's just get them excited, get them into the hobby, and you'll be happily surprised. And include your wives. Include your wives too.
Sunday, me and her having that talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Wow. All right, man. Well, now we're going to transition into the second part of the show, which I know we were long here today, but you guys had a ton of questions. So And so here you go. You got a couple things. Nice to meet you from Streb. You got great stream. So you got different people that are really thankful for your contributions here, Ilda. And we're going to transition to a special opening by the champ here. So I'm going to I'll have you leave the studio here, Ilda, and Champ is going to get the scene here to do a special opening. And then we're going to go on to, we've got some additional questions for Champ and myself as a stand-in for Bill today. But it's been wonderful to certainly see you, and I'm going to remove you from the stream now. Okay, babe?
All right. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, everyone.
Love you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye. All right, Champ. I'm gonna go for the refill here. I'm gonna actually switch.
I need a refill. It'll take me 6-7 seconds to get to the fridge.
All right, here we go. Go for your refill, buddy. and boys and girls, we'll put on this new background music as we get ready. Hope you guys enjoyed this. It's been a while since this has been requested, so we'll just keep jamming here. We're just filling some stuff while we're waiting for you.
Wow.
Woo! Hey man, that was fun, right?
That was Al. Congratulations on making the best choice. Well, I guess she made the choice, but congratulations. She's beautiful. Just her response, her knowledge, that was incredible to see. Wow.
Yeah, dude. Thanks, man. Awesome. Yeah, she's amazing, super supportive. I'm just trying to turn off that music that I had going on, so it took me a little while. Yeah, super supportive, really, super additive to the process, man. Oh, we're getting ready for the crown. Yes.
Now, somebody had said something last time where they were like, why is he wearing that crown? And let me just say, Al is in King's Landing. He controls the whole universe. I'm at the wall in the north, so I protect people from coming in to get to Al. So I'm like my king, I'm a king, but up north. You know what I mean? In the snow, in
nothing. Snow. You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Winterfell. I'm that guy in Winterfell. So this next thing, it's funny. I bought it on your birthday, and I thought that was significant. I remember telling Nils, I was like, it's destiny that I was able to acquire this item on his birthday. That's just so random, so weird. And so this right here, I've been sitting on this. So when's your birthday exactly?
March 30th.
So I've been sitting on this since that time, waiting, unopened. So let's hope I don't cut myself, right? So this is something that when I first came in, I felt it was the reason why I came in. I knew coming in that this was something that, I love hearing when someone says that it's impossible to find. because I'm so ignorant into thinking that I'll find it. You know what I mean? Like it's always.
Well, I think you need to have like that Di Stefano. I'm like, that thing exists. But it took me 12 years to find it. This year I also picked up a Pepe that had taken me, 6 years to find. I mean, you just gotta. It's part of the grind, right?
Yeah. So, oh man. Oh. Wow, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, Champ Vanderford, aka the belly flop, aka the Pele of the melee, aka Daddy Pop Pop. There's no better person to share this moment with. Like I said earlier, you're a mentor, and I don't think that you even know that. But oh my God, so damn. Cheers first.
Salute
to this hobby, to these cardboard things that we
obsess over,
enamored with, that we obsessed with, that we feel that we need right within reach. And I'm glad I'm here with y'all. Everybody stay positive, keep hunting, and just remember that Daddy Pop Pop ain't playing around. Nah, let me get the right angle for this one. Let me
oh, the 81 LP man rookie.
Yo, what's up, man? Like, come on, man.
Oh, nice. Oh, salute. Here we go. Nice.
Yo, I cried when this arrived. I'm 40 years old. 40 years old. And I cried when this arrived because of what it meant to me as a collector. It's not unstuck. It's obviously going to be stuck in there. It's in there. You know what I mean? It's in there. But this allows me now to climb a higher mountain. This was my mountain. This was what I wanted. This was when I came in, I was like, I don't care if it's halfway ripped. You know what I mean, Al? Like, I just need this in my possession. That's what it's about.
I totally know, which is why, and you're right. You have a mountain and you climb it, and that provides the impetus to climb the next one.
Now I'll keep ratcheting it up. With what you did last week, I have no excuse to not hunt for what I want. Fuck taking, pardon the language, screw taking shit off your want list. Leave the impossible stuff on there. And that's something that I think people at times do because they're just like, it's so out of reach. Fuck it. I don't even care about it. I don't know. That messes up your flow. If you stay with it on target, if it's in your crosshairs, you will make better moves for it. If you take it out of there, you're not going to have that hunger to want that sticker, that one elusive sticker. This right here, I could finish today and be happy. This to me was my journey, a full culmination, a full cycle of what I wanted to do in this thing. And I can't believe it.
Yeah, dude, I love that feeling. It's like where you literally can't believe it, right? All right, so find the sticker and show it here on camera.
Oh yeah, no, I'm going right for it. Oh man, it's not the best quality, but don't worry. Pop Pop's next plateau is in Colombia. I'm going to Colombia. There's no way I don't go to Colombia and find this. There's no way.
Yeah. So Alex is asking, is that the Valderrama rookie? That's what I consider to be the Valderrama rookie.
True rookie. Everyone I've talked to, Colombian collectors.
Yeah.
Shout out to Don Mauricio who found me on Instagram. He's the Colombian Al. He's got every Valderrama sticker, everything. Collector, hardcore collector, has no idea about PSA, has no idea about SG. He don't know nothing. he was asking me like, what is that stuff? What is it? This man has even the Greek releases that Scott sent me. So Scott sent me some weird, dope releases, right, Al? And I had never seen him before. Next thing I know, this dude sends me binders full of photos of just ridiculous things, like crazy. Every Columbia Valderrama release that I've been wanting forever, he has in like a binder.
Love it.
Like that Brazilian lawyer, right? And I'm sorry, I'm taking all this time up, but
no, dude, this is amazing.
This, man.
This is what the collecting's all about, right? Having your grails.
This right here. I did it. Like I look at this, guys. This is in my hands. Like,
now, champ, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna soak it out of the album?
So my theory is this. I feel that, and this is gonna sound arrogant, but I'm American. I'm a daft Yankee, right? As they sometimes call us, right? I want more of them. I want more of them. If I found this one, there's others. So I'm just waiting. I got to be patient now because this took, literally about a year. You know what I mean? Like a full year to find it. And honestly, a lot of people told me like, no one's gonna have that. Like that's really rare. Like you got to go to Colombia to find it. You know what I mean? Like that sticker that you want from the team in Colombia. It was called like Millonarios in 1940.
It's 1950, I think. Again, I've only seen a scan of one that allegedly exists. And these are the things like, that I have on my top 10 most wanted list that, like you say, they all start off as impossible until you cross some off. And then I play some other impossible card on it. And the reality is, now my collection includes a tremendous amount of impossible cards because it all starts with the dream that I can get that stuff, and that I'm willing to do the grind, and now it's less about the grind and more about the money, frankly, because the markets change. That I'm willing to commit the capital, but before it was more about, am I willing to, like Ilda has said, spend the hours upon hours and upon hours where you're, 99 out of 100 times coming up empty, just for that one where you hit it. But that's to me what the collecting is all about. And actually, I like the grind because I like the research. I like getting to know people, around and in a way, the grind is more fun, but to cross something off that most wanted list and hit the pinnacle of your mountain and then transition off. When you hit the pinnacle, you say, oh shit, there's another mountain range over there. It's even taller and I'm going to go for it. Like,
wow. It's all about, and this is what I think a lot of the haters think. You just compete with yourself. You just compete with your previous hunt.
Yeah.
Previous day. You try to get better every day. You try to be a better father, better husband, better friend, better boss, right? And a better hunter. That's what makes us. That's part of our pie. Is this. When you keep hunting, it's our way of being quote unquote athletic. It's our way of playing a game in a weird way. I don't want to call it a game. It's not a game, but in a point that you come in and you try to amass a valuable PC. That's what it's about. Of stuff that has eye appeal, first of all. Second, valuable. I always feel with eye appeal, it has to be first. I think you have to like the player, like the card, the sticker, like it's what's called like heritage, like everything about it, right? And man, anyway, man,
that is epic. Congrats. If I had my sunglasses, I'd be turning them down like this because that's a card that's been on my list for a long time. Super elusive. Super elusive.
Without you, without Bill, without the Discord, without soccer study, without PJ's Hawaiian shirt wearing bitch ass. This is not possible right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so of course Seb, who's been hanging with us for basically from start to now, man, he's saying congrats. That's another I'll tip my hat to another epic grinder. Seb is top tier grinder for without a doubt.
He had a question about a certain player card that your wife said no. Your wife said no. So Daddy Pop Pop got something for Seb. Because Daddy Pop Pop is that guy. So shout out to the Discord. Seb, I got you, baby.
Well, yeah, he said congrats. But hey, here's something.
That's for Seb right there.
Yeah, so he
Seb wanted right here. He gets it.
Nice.
He gets a Miata.
There you go. I think he was looking. This is what he said. This is what he had sent earlier. He had said, if Ilda can't gift me as the champ, can you? And that's your answer.
There you go, buddy. I'm sending this to you ASAP. Shout out to Seb. This is the only one I have in my collection, so I figured it's perfect, brother. This is for you, my man. I had it for you, my brother.
There you go. All right.
Right now, shout out to the Rockets. Second pick in the draft.
Boy.
Third pick in the draft.
Third pick. All right.
So sorry for taking up time. Thank you, Al. Thank you,
dude,
for allowing me to partake in that journey.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And the reality is, I look behind. Like some people say, why do you have these 6 cards that I have behind me, right, on my wall? And you know what? This to me is like you. It's kind of like the journey, right? So if when I looked like this Van Basten rookie, to me when I started was the most difficult pre-modern sticker. And then I transitioned to like, okay, what's the card that I most wanted? And I'm like, hey, I want the Zidane rookie, right? And then I'm like, yeah, okay. Then I start to get more into vintage, and I'm like, okay, what else is out there? And I'm like, hey, I found Di Stefano, Revancha, and I'm like, this is epic, crazy, cardboard. And then, how can I find a Puskas, rookie right there, right? And then it's like, and then it culminates with like, hey, what are the early Eusebio cards, right? And so then I go there. And then it's like it ends up with the 57 Pele that I saw in 2014 in a video in Brazil that took me 8 years to get, right? And a boatload of cash. But every single step on that mountain was, so fulfilling. Because it's not just about, it's like, I always kind of wanted to walk the Pilgrim Trail in Spain to Santiago de Compostela. Not because, Santiago de Compostela, cool town, been there, love it, love the cathedral and everything. But it's not just about the destination. It's just about the journey. And it's so awesome. And it's so fun. And now more than ever, we all share these journeys with each other. And that makes it even more cool.
That's what it's about. I think watching the next man keep getting better, knowing that you have to do the same thing, and that's something that I've learned from you. I'm serious. Last week, that night, I sat there with that book. This right here. I have it right here.
Yeah.
And I literally flipped through it, Al, and I told myself, like, man, that's a whole nother world. I'm in. You know me. I'm right in the mezzanine between vintage and modern, and it's something that I'm like, that's a whole nother world that I feel that I see why a collector, right, someone like you, someone like Bill, especially Bill, someone like Scott, Nils, like guys that keep getting sharp. Like every hunt you prepare for the next hunt in a weird way, and it's all about sharpening you. It's all about getting you better and getting the more elusive stuff, the stuff that's true rarity, right? Condition rarity. It's horrible. You can't find it in a good, like, and that's what's making me like, yo, like that's the next step. Like it's about that chase and getting better and researching and never stop building your skill set. Like never stop. Like, and anything is possible. If I, Champ Vanderford, was able to acquire this,
super rare, super tough.
anybody could acquire anything.
Yeah.
I hope everyone's hearing that. Al got a 1946 Arup, like unstuck. That's like, guys, that's very difficult to get. Something that's been on his list for, I'm sure, years. He pulled that off. See what I'm saying? That's hardcore. Like, and then my dumb ass gets this. Yo, this feels
Yeah, dude.
old.
Somebody asked me to show that one, and I don't know if I already put it in like a PSA box, but I was gonna show that. But this is epic, awesome. By the way, Seb says he'll take the. I mean, it's he wants to know if it's a 101.
I mean, I'll sign it if you want. I
And put 101 on
on-card
it.
auto, take a photo of it. You know what I'm saying? I got you, Seb, man. Seb, shout out to Seb.
Man, I just
you have questions. Sorry about that moment, guys. Champ,
no, that's awesome, dude.
Event.
Hey,
I had a chance with Al to do that, and I really wanted to do that.
So, hey, while we're here, Champ, let's get into some of our questions.
Yeah.
Sorry for the length of this, guys. We just got an astounding amount of questions this
Shout
time.
out to Bill. Shout out to Bill.
Mostly
he does for us. Bill is a legit dude. Bill has sent me stuff like that. He wouldn't take money for it.
Yeah, I know, but
He's a good dude.
Yeah, he's a stand-up. He's stand-up dude. So
he sent me autographed cards. He has sent me magazines. And yes, people, y'all should be jealous. Champ Vanderford has a cool relationship with Bill. Shout out to Bill.
Awesome. And so here's your answer. Seb's like, yeah, please sign it. He doesn't want it any other way.
Oh, I got you, bro. No messy brother shit here, man. I got you. I'm gonna record. It ain't no photo. It's gonna be a video.
Yeah, I think
send it a PSA. I'll talk to Mitch. I'll talk to Matt. I'll get it. If they slab it, like authenticate Champ Vanderford signature, that's almost as good as having my own pedigree. Shout out to Al.
So I gotta. I think Ilda single-handedly moved the Messi market down here today, telling that story. How he was a jerk to the kids, and everybody's like, Messi's an ass, you know. But the reality.
Rob will DM you tomorrow, Al. Hey, that wasn't cool. What's going on, man?
It was true. I think I remember that as well. And Suarez and Neymar were trying to say, let's go sign some stuff, and he pulled them away. So at the very least, go on your own way if you've got to, do something. But in the end, instead of having those two guys sign, he pulled them away, and it did leave a bad, taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
Even though I'm a super
very bad PR, that's for sure.
Yeah, and it was not even about PR. It's just like those kids, like Ilda said, it was a training event, so they were practicing for the game, the El Clasico in Miami, and the night before. So those were the kids who couldn't spend the $500 that it was for a ticket to the real game. So they bought the $30 ticket for the practice around. And so these are the kids that are really passionate.
I really want to see them,
Yeah, they're paying for practice, right? And I totally get her when she's like, as a mom, like as a kid, and as a corollary, we're baseball fans. We went, and Mike Trout did the entire opposite thing. Once we were there at a game in the Atlanta Braves, and Alex was there, and the usher, the security is saying, no, you can't come by. And then Mike Trout pointed to the usher, and he said, I want to sign something for the kid. And that was totally other thing, right? Totally opposite. And so that's I think why it can do that. So we can get on to some of the questions, but Axel C said super congrats on the album.
Man.
So, all right, so let's get into a couple of these questions, because I think people are, it's just been a long thing, but we had a lot to get through today.
But
So
Al, this is the most historic vintage soccer card live in the history of soccer card live. This right now. I mean, we have seen such different perspectives, able to really see, you know, how a family, husband and wife, make decisions on your. And thank you for sharing that personal. I mean, that's as personal as it gets. You got your wife on this with us. Thank you for that. I'm speaking for all of us. That was amazing. She's amazing. Oh my God. Like that's like Christmas list now. Like Chant Vanderford got to send like a Christmas gift now. You know what I mean? She was awesome, man. And so thank you for like sharing her like that. This is the best live. You know what the second best is? It's actually a tie. It's the one I did with Andre and the one me and you did. That's that. There we go. Chant Vanderford. So
all good stuff.
Let's get back to the questions.
Yes. So here we go. Yeah. The next one is the main reason. Why don't you take this one? Why do you believe in football long term? And I'm gonna check see if I can find this Stefano while you answer, and I'll come back. I can still hear you.
Why does Daddy Papa believe in this long term? Daddy Papa believe in being under a palm tree, sitting on a beach chair, listening to Bob Marley, drinking some mango, pineapple, papaya type, fusion alcoholic beverage. That's what Daddy Papa believe in. And what I'm saying with that is that's retirement. I feel I'm doing this long term. I'm doing this for, I hope that my kids pick up on it. If not, I'll have people that, I basically have now a trust where anything happens to me, my best friend, which is like my brother, I've known since I was 10, he's in charge of everything. And the reason I did that is just because of certain legal issues, which I'll explain in the Chant Vanderford podcast series coming soon on my new YouTube channel, hopefully.
Awesome.
But basically, I believe in his long term. When I came in, I felt the whole notion of 95%, or let's say 95% of these stickers are in albums. That alone wins everything else, whether that's football, basketball, baseball, UFC, whatever. That alone is intriguing. Granted, I love the stickers. I'm a sucker for a sticker, man. I love sticker culture. I love stickers. I love cards. I started in cards, but I love stickers. There's nothing better than a foreign country, or the country that the player is from, their sticker unstuck. That is a pot of gold, in my opinion. Let's say you got a Brazilian Rivaldo, Brazilian Kaká. Those first stickers, that's what it's about. That's something that I love, right? So I believe in this. And no financial advice. Disclaimer: Goats is talking big goat things, so no financial advice. But I, Chant Vanderford, believe in football long term. I believe this is going to go. I don't want to say the moon. I want to say like Jupiter or some shit like that. Like we're going to go. If you're expecting to make a buck right now, get out. This is about collecting. Knowing that when you flip something, it will be to better your PC. Shout out to all the flippers. Shout out to all the flipper investors. Because we're investors at the end of the day. We are investors. I mean, yes, we have some cards. Like I've seen dudes post that CR7 in the underwear, whatever card that is, that weirdo card. If you buy that, you're crazy. But anyway, what I'm saying is that we do have cards that we buy that probably have no value, but just because we like them, and that's fine. But I think that these are our assets. This is investment. So, you know what I mean? Like nothing beats low pop reports. Nothing beats the level that soccer is on in a global scale. Nothing beats that there's supposed to be an album. Nothing beats that if you find one unstuck and it's an 8 and it's from 1981 or 83, that's amazing. Or a 6, that's amazing. Or a 3 even. Nowadays, like Beckenbauer, a 3 is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if it's because a 3 means unstuck, right? Never stuck, right?
Yeah, right. It's supposedly 2 and up.
Yeah, it had until recently. We got this little movement in here.
Yeah.
So a couple of things. I mean, why do I believe? most of all, I collect as a collector. I don't really intend to sell a lot. I've sold some duplicates as my collection grows, or I upgrade copies. But in general, why do I believe in the market and have always believed in the market? It starts with the macro fundamentals, the way that I do my regular investing for my day job, which is that's what my investing is. And it says, okay, well, do you like the sport of soccer in the long run? And I think that's an unequivocal yes. There's too many tailwinds behind us. You know, this World Cup that we're having in 2022, which we finally get the U.S. back in 2026, which is a 3-country World Cup.
Mexico and Canada.
Yeah, and it's an expanded field, so globally that comes in every year after year. You know, the MLS, which I don't love, but it's gotten more and more. You know, it's got more and more fans. It's now overtaken hockey in both TV. Cards at PSA. I mean, so it's already the 4th sport in America, and then it's the number 1 sport in virtually every other country in the world. Maybe Singapore's badminton or something, but you know, I mean, and maybe India. Obviously, it's cricket in Sri Lanka. So the macro is huge there. So all you need. So if you got macro there, and then all the supply stuff that Champ talked about, and many of them being stuck, so low grade. The global production, especially as you go back farther back in time, incredibly small productions, and then very few things made it. And then if you look at corollaries between that and other sports, and then there's still a massive valuation gap that makes me think that soccer, football, or, you know, for the long term is absolutely, like Ilda and I talked about this. She's like, hey, you know, should we put more money in? Where would we feel better? Putting money in, you know, a rare. Okay, so here's to this one.
He brought it out.
You know, here we go. I found it right here. So a rare Di Stefano card, right? Or put it in the S&P 500. And our choice was put it in a rare Di Stefano card, you know, instead of the S&P 500, which is, you know, unironically down significantly. So I think there's so many macro trends going on both the supply side, which isn't changing, and the demand side, which continues to be upward and to the right. Now, the big question is, will collectors globally feel that need to be, you know, reminiscent of putting these albums together? And, you know, if you would listen to Ilda, if she was still here, she'd say, yeah, people have these great fond memories as kids and as families of doing this, and that some of those people will trickle down and want those things. And as their disposable income increases over time, they'll come into the market. And with supply being so low, an incremental bump in people really can have a dramatic impact in price. Now, to be honest, I never wanted. In fact, I actually kind of preferred when the market didn't care about soccer cards and I could just go about and collect them and not pay a lot of money. And I know that people will say, oh my God, but you've made so much money because the prices have gone up. That's true. I've also spent a lot of money since the prices have gone up, when I would have spent a lot less if the market hadn't gone up. And I never really thought of it much about as a investment. You know, I thought of this mostly when I saw, I did on baseball. It's a little bit different for me, but on the soccer stuff, I always thought this is super fun, great project. So I've been transitioning over the last couple of years of thinking of it just as a 100% collector to probably 70% collector, 30% investor, just because some of the dollars and checks are big. So anyway, that was this last one.
And shout out to the collectors, man.
Oh, look who we got here. We got special guest on.
Matt
Handler,
Brazil.
Yeah,
shout out to Matt, man. Yo,
Brazil.
He's got, I mean, in my opinion, you can't discuss Brazil without talking about M. Handler, man. He has, I think, subbed probably like 90% of all Brazilian stickers for like the last like 30 years. Shout out to Matt, man. Shout out
to dude. He's
PSA's trying to get it right. It might take time, but they're trying to get it right. Shout out to PSA for making My last submission is so beautiful. Shout out. I actually emailed that guy that wrote me about something. I was like, yo, tell everybody there that I say thank you, man. I appreciate y'all. And he's like, all right, man, I will.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So here we. All right. So moving on from Mr. Hendler, which, by the way, like as I was saying earlier, or no, I was actually in a conversation, a DM with Brad about something, whatever. And I was saying, for a lot of the last 10 years, Bill and I, and Scott and Mark and a few of the European guys, we collected, but most of Noel, we collected mostly alone, and we get together every couple of months and do some trades, which are inefficient. There was no Discord, which is much more fast communication. So it's kind of like you were doing it on your own. And actually, Matt, he was the what do you call moderator in that other Discord channel, Sport Card Investor or something, on the soccer channel. And for however reason, I ended up in that channel. And then, we started a friendship, and I was incredibly supportive of him spending a ton of time in Brazil and learning all that stuff. And I think it turned out really well for him. And he's been somebody who I consider, one of my best hobby friends, ever since he and I kind of met on that server. So again, you also find your tribe, right? People that have similar interests. And if we don't answer the rest of these questions, we'll be here for like 2.5 hours. So we better get to some of these. So I'm going to go on to the next one without showering Matt with more love. So here you go. You can keep either your R9 or your Pele collection now, which includes the 81 rookie. Which one do you choose and why?
Yo, this right here. This is like choosing children right here. Now, this is damn.
It's tough, right?
And shout out to Seb. I can't. I have to pick the fifth. I can't even answer. I mean, I have to pick one.
You got it. You got to pick one. You got to pick one.
Pele or R9, all things considered. I have to go. I got to keep Pele. And that's
So,
Frank, okay. Frank's here. And let me give my logical reason.
It's a man voting with his heart there.
It's because of this. And I've always said this. Pele is my favorite player to collect. R9 is my GOAT. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same thing in basketball. My favorite player of all time, Hakeem Olajuwon. But I view Jordan as the GOAT. But I was 12, 13 years old when I saw Olajuwon do what he did in 93, 94, 94, 95, right? Dominated. I mean, he was on a whole nother level. So I have to ride with Pele because when I got into this hobby, that was the player that I told myself, go after. It's heritage.
Yeah, well, I think I think I posted an autograph Pele card, and then you were like all over me. I'm like, who the hell is this guy, man? Coming after my Instagram, like with like all these DMs. And it was, you could feel the passion, right?
Man, you know it, man.
Yeah, it was awesome. So
thank you. Yeah, but Pele, I have to keep Pele. I'll sell R9, but I'll only sell it to people that I know will keep him long term. Because
there you go. Hey, I'll take all your PSA 9 R9s coming to the El Rey collection. Yes, I'll take them all.
Yo, shout out, yo, Al. You, man, yo, my kids know you, man. That's all I gotta say, man. That's all I gotta. They see you like at the mall or at like you know what I'm saying, on like a cruise to like Cancun or something, they're gonna be like, that's out. That's out. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Shout out to Axel. Yeah, because that's the thing. Daddy Pop's a collector. I haven't sold anything.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm Bruce Leroy right now in that, you know what I'm saying, like 80s movie.
Yeah.
I'm Bruce Leroy. You know what I mean? Like I'm like the last dragon. Like I'm that guy. But yeah, next question, Pibe. I stick with Pibe. House
Yeah.
going down in
I mean,
flames. I grab Pibe box.
For me, even though I love PB, clearly it's got to be R9.
I know.
As a, yeah, I mean, for me, or and 99%, which is why it's such a good question for you, right? You know, because R9, the power, the speed. I mean, we could talk all about him, and I know it's super hard because those are your top, you know, two. So it's like asking you to. I think you said it perfectly. Choosing between my
That's a
my
great
children.
question, Seb, and I hate you for it.
All right,
hate you. So here we go. Next one.
So we're down to the next, the last few. It's, hey, what is your absolutely favorite card in the collection? There's a variation of this favorite pre-war, but I think let's just say absolute favorite card in the collection.
Favorite card. Now this is tricky. Does he mean sticker and card, or
yeah, sticker and card?
These are right. Okay.
Yeah. We'll use them. You know, the traditional soccer sticker or card.
Okay. Fuck. My favorite. I gotta say. I hate y'all too. These are some good questions after like 2 good beers, right? I'd have to go with. You know what? Yeah, this is it now. This is why. 1988 Panini Foot 89, number 211, Carlos Valderrama. Yellow border, sun shining through his beautiful hair. His first key European sticker, Panini sticker. He also had a Panini Soccer Superstars in a Columbia kit, which is his first as a, you know what I mean, in 88. He might have an earlier one because he
is that a pink border?
No, that one is a white border. It's the 1988 Soccer Superstars.
Oh yeah, okay,
right,
yeah.
But I would say that sticker, the 1988 Panini Foot 89, you know, France Foot, you know, those beautiful French releases, multiple colors, year in and year out. That's my favorite. I've hunted that since I came in. I feel I have an 8, which is the highest graded one. I also have a 7.5. I have 2 7s, and I also have a 5. I have like 5 of them now. I'm in love with it. I can't get enough of it, and I'm going to continue hunting it. You know, I have my little list of stickers that I always hunt, and that's one that that's like your Cruyff. You know what I mean? Like a sticker you consider every time it's up.
There were 2 cards. You know, one because, you know, Ilda, you know, it was like, hey, I love the 77 disc. Every time a Maradona 77 disc comes up, I want you to get it. So that's why, you know, I ended up with so many. You know, we ended up with probably at the height, probably 30 of those, you know, discs. So it was like never stopping. Same with the Cruyff Palarex as well, just because love the eye appeal. But if you were to ask me, I actually, and you know, it's not just because it's something new, but this has such a special thing for me right now that it's just so hard. Like, and that's what I love. It's like you climb a mountain, you climb the next mountain, right? And then this one, just the visual on the Stagny, which is the same as the Orsi that Bill has that he'll never sell me, bastard, you know. But, you know, I mean, look at this back. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Clean.
Such an early card, Art Deco. You know, best probably pre-war player out there. You know, these two would probably be leading candidates. super hard to leave out, the 57 Pele's because of what it meant for me and my family in terms of economic outlay, but also difficulty, especially in getting the blue one, here, getting it graded and everything. But, there's the thing I love about the soccer card collecting is how diverse it is and how many beautiful things that there are and how many different ways you can take into the collection. Clubs, players, countries,
Moments.
leagues, eras. And it's just there's so much magic to be had for every taste.
Yeah, no, and that's as cliche as that sounds when you said magic, because as kids, right, we're taught Peter Pan and wizards and witches and but literally we get intoxicated when we're in front of our stash. The lights is dim. We have our favorite beverage, whether it's water, coffee, beer, wine, right? We get intoxicated by what's in front of us, the pride we feel, the love, the whole, like I mean, obviously this is me. This is what Daddy Pop does. I make it a mood. I got candles burning. I got music playing. I got my cards. I got my books next to me just in case I just want to flip through. I'm looking over stuff. I'm looking at people's pages, getting inspired. Like, this is where we want to be at. That was an awesome question, by the way. I just love that question because I feel every collector could take 3 full days to answer that with a passion. Like, it's a question that's so simple yet so beautiful, like in scope, like because everyone has their personal, you know what I mean? Like they're feeling for it, that they're on a whole other level with it.
And I'm feeling, I do these videos on my YouTube that talks about the top 10 cards by decade in the El Rey collection, right? And I can't tell you how hard it is to do those because, I mean, let alone the top card in your collection, but you're like, because there's so many things that goes into it. Like Ilda was saying, eye appeal, player, rarity, pop report, value, comps, and you're just like, man. And so, like, honestly, I could do a top 10 video today, and if you were to ask me, you never did anything, now do another one for 1950, it would probably be different, right? Because there's so much amazing stuff out there that is just so great to collect. And that's why it's almost impossible. And that's hard for me to do a top 10 by decade, which honestly is like 140 cards when you're done with it, or 130 cards. And then, even that is incredibly difficult to narrow it down to 130 cards, let alone one or two, right? So it's super, super tough. Actually, nice comment here. Thank you. Fisker Karma about.
I like that guy, man. He's got a dope page, man.
So thanks for consolidating the information and educating. That's what we try to do. I think it's been more fun having a community where people share information and get it. Hey, thanks, Axel C, for the on that type of stuff. So
you have to put a raise comment right now.
Yeah, well, so I don't want you to hurt yourself.
No, Al. I wouldn't do. I have children. I can't do that. Right? I don't know how drunk I would. I couldn't do that. I just want to say he has something that I want, and he's teasing me. He's like that girl in the nice dress. You making eye contact with her at the bar. It's like 140, 145. It's not there yet, but you're starting to kind of close out the deal, right? He's teasing me. He has a PSA 9, 1988 Carlos Valderrama Panini Soccer Superstars. PSA 9.
Come on, Ray.
And higher.
Ray,
so
come
I
on.
I was like, bring it to national. Like, that would be amazing content of me, like, sweating like a slow roasted pig, just drenched in sweat, twitching. Like, please, man, I'll throw in this, messy bis PSA 4, and I'll throw in like a beer. I'll throw in some like bacon tomorrow at breakfast. I need that card. He knows I need it, and he's teasing me.
Man,
he's acting like he don't know me.
Ray, that's just wrong, man. You
Wrong,
just gotta get.
Wrong,
man. Come on. We provided so much value, made you a rich man here over the last years. Free.
Right. I have
free advice.
I have that 88 PSA 9, man. Come on.
I think Ray should just do the right thing and send that Dan card from Baltimore to Houston.
Pop's gonna compensate. That's what Pop do. I compensate. I am the market. I like to infuse the market. I'm you know what I mean? I'm trying to give them like government checks. I buy cards at nice prices just to keep comps afloat for you guys. That's what Pop does. So
yeah, hey Ray, fully expecting you to do the right thing here and get that card in the right person's hands. Which, by the way, the 51 Figuritas Cola Fangio also fits that bill, so you can send that one to South Carolina.
Right.
And the PBA to Houston.
It will be good.
He's already chiming in here. Give me a Boomer American.
Yo, Ray came in and slaughtered. Ray came in and slaughtered.
Yeah, he did.
All jokes aside, slaughtered, made incredible plays early on, went in like SEAL Team 6, and evaporated. All right,
man. So we're closing in on 2 hours. So let's see what we got. We've got
I think that's it.
Last couple comments here. Awesome. Hey Dylan, thanks. Really appreciate you guys watching and taking an interest in it. And the last question that we have for today was about the books for vintage.
Oh.
And this is, I think you showed Difícil eran las de antes, right? Did you show that? Right. So that absolutely, to me, for Argentine issues, is the number one book. So then we'll go into Chromopedia, which is the Portuguese book. And then look at what I do with these books. I don't know if this works for people, but you can see all sorts of tabs to different players and like in years and things that I'm looking for. You study this like it's a college textbook, and and then a lot of times you wonder, you say, okay, the player played for these years, these are the cards, could they be in that set?
Yeah.
And then you create your want list, whether you don't know for sure, but you're guessing, so you create that, and that helps you as a guide. It's like a guidebook, like a travel guide.
Yeah.
All right. Is there one of these? Is there one of those? And you just keep going. So, hey, by the way,
this one.
Hey, by the way, your groveling just got Ray to say this.
Oh man. Yo, man. Yo.
All right. So hey Ray, don't make the man cry. All right.
Man,
so we already talked about that.
Yo.
All right. So what else? So we've got two. Now, what other ones you got here on the back to the other question?
So I have a couple other but these are more cupcake books.
Yeah, those aren't bad. Stuck on You is a good one. Yeah.
So
and the football stickers.
Pop read books. Pop invests in this hobby. You know what I mean? Look at that. I got all types of books, man. I got all types of books. But
yeah,
this one, okay. And then the white cover. Okay.
So that one in particular, that's the second one, right?
Yeah, that's the first. The white cover is the first.
Yeah. So what I like about this one, which you're showing, which is Carl's book, which is I find it actually hard to read in terms of helping me to collect. I didn't feel like Carl's books helped me that much. But what I do think you guys will find interesting, and I don't always agree with it, so I don't want to promote this unnecessarily, but these rarity ratings that he has, I think these are, if you know nothing, if you're Jon Snow, this is a good place to start.
Gotcha.
For me, I would disagree with a lot of these, I would, but order of magnitude, if you know nothing, Carl's book is a real good place to start, especially if you're diving into to vintage. If you are in another area of our collection, I really like this World Cup tickets book.
Nice.
Which shows, like, if you're wondering about dates, it shows all the tickets, who played in the game, so you don't have to Google them every time.
Oh, that's nice right
actually
there.
helpful. And then
I didn't even know about that one. That one.
Yeah. Wow. So Rafael Britan, who's the guy who did Difíciles eran las de antes, he's a Boca fan, so he made this book, which is called Estampa del Campeón. So it's substantially similar to Difíciles eran las de antes, but it shows all the Boca players and a lot of the issues and updates some of these issues. So I don't know. This is less common than Difíciles eran las de antes, but it shows all the Boca players. So if you're a Boca fan, this one is absolutely insanely important. But it also provides some updates and additional information that the standard Difíciles eran las de antes book, this one, doesn't show. This one right here.
That's a beautiful book.
Yeah, I mean, but like you say, that there's there's a lot of weight here. So yeah, I mean, I think reference material is absolutely critical in this space, and will continue to be for a long time. None of them are 100% right. This is still, like, when I started collecting 12 years ago, there was almost no information except for the rookie the 50 key rookies by Filippo, which was awesome and super helpful when you're starting from nothing. So now there's a lot more information, but it's still not perfect. That doesn't mean that there won't be earlier rookies. It doesn't mean there won't be better rookies. It doesn't mean that the dates are right. So, I think that we're still early stage. We're early days. So we need to hash through a lot of information. And, I think that, take it with a grain of salt, and, collect the way that you want, but use the material out there. If you made it this far in our live, I would also say, you can have access to Bill and myself if you've got questions on our premium and the vintage soccer card Discord. You can also join the vintage soccer card Discord for free. Cost nothing. Tons of people will give you advice. You can welcome you into the community and share things with you. So we are more than happy to help you if you decide to join the premium. Bill and I can help you on if you're interested in specific cards. Our thoughts, we're not always right. We can be wrong, but I think a lot of people value our experience in the market, and we try to guide and help collectors to do better, to buy the right things at the right price. Try to recognize on our weeklies, different market things that are going on that you can play to your advantage of times to get in, potentially things to avoid or unload as well. So that's a small little commercial we had there, but I certainly think that we've overstayed our welcome here as we cross the 2-hour mark here. Okay. Hey, hang on. What's this ticket? I can't even see. Is that a 50? I can't. Oh, man, I need to get my glasses.
Here you go.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, so you got that. Nice. An 8. That's insane. That day, this day, this is so funny because that day, I actually was working in Brazil that summer.
Yeah.
And so I was in Brazil for that World Cup. And I tell you, you would have thought that half the country got assassinated.
How quiet and how down it was, right?
It was just, everyone was just ready to cry. I mean, crazy game. And they all expected to win. I mean, I tell you that there was 100% expectation that they were going to win, and they lost. But And what a
That
day!
was 3-1, right?
I'll never forget that day. That
Final
was
was
just
3-1.
so depressing for Brazilians. I can imagine that it would have been worse than 1950 Maracanazo because it was just so bad there.
Yeah, that crushed that whole country. So that's why 58 was even bigger than what we as a global people know, that they were down about football.
Oh,
and they came
terrible.
in and 17-year-old GOAT came in and just dominated, gave them this energy, and that country lifted up because of sports. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. That's why it's a beautiful game. That's why this market should be around forever. My advice to everybody, no financial advice, but just as a collector, take this downturn to fill in some holes. Go get the stuff you really want. Have some dry powder if stuff becomes available. Go get it, right? And if you can do that, together with your kids or your spouse, as we talked about today, even better. So, hey, thank you, Champ, for making the guest host appearance. Loved it. Awesome. And thanks, obviously, to Ilda, who made the appearance as well. And I think we'll see you guys on the Discord, and hopefully everybody has a great night and beyond. So, thanks everybody. We're gonna shut it down here, but that doesn't mean shutting down your collection. Keep at it, everybody.
Best live ever. This is what the people want. They want passion. They want knowledge. They want to see how it's truly done from such a GOAT. Thank you, Al, for allowing me this space. Shout out to Bill. Bill right now is probably lost. He's probably the trees are like moving for him right now. Like he don't know where he's at right now. He's like,
well, hopefully he's being safe and being prudent.
Yeah, he better.
And hopefully I know he hydrated enough before going there. So hopefully he's not buying those $60 cases of water or whatever it is at that concert. And
shout out to the Discord.
Yeah, and we will see everybody out there virtually. You're not alone in your collecting desires. We're all here together, and hope you guys have a good rest of your Thursday evening. All right. So I'm gonna. Yeah, there you go. You can look at Champ show his album as we sign off and finish with the same love and vibes that we've been on. So certainly love you guys. Thanks so much. Salute, my brother.
Thank you, Al. Positivity, everybody. Positivity. Get it going.
Awesome, brother.